back some more YouTube content. Anyway, guys, it's been a while since I've been on here. I know I didn't do anything last week. If you were expecting something, I do apologize. Anyway, guys, with that being said, I am back in Car Mechanic Simulator today. I'm actually thinking about doing a couple broadcasts today, which I am not going to make it all one broadcast. But I am actually thinking about doing a little bit here on Car Mechanic Simulator, and then maybe later on tonight, doing a farming simulator broadcast. So anyway, guys, if you want to hang out for either one of those or come back for the farming simulator, definitely let me know. And also, thank you for watching the streams. And also, do me a little favor and hit that like and subscribe button and maybe share. Anyway, guys, with that being said, I'm going to get right on into this, and I don't know exactly what we're going to do. We got a Bel Air. We've got. Now, this is actually a mission car. I don't know if y'all are able to actually see this little screen on my PlayStation. But I have a thing that shows the progress, in-game progress, and I'm at 3% currently on the story missions in car mechanic. If you can see that, I'm sorry for explaining the obvious, but if not, then you know what I'm doing. Uh, anyway, so I actually have specific cars that I actually have to work on. And one of them was this here Luxor Baroni. And I have a Griffin Tyro, a Valson 2040, a Hinta Moon MK1, and the list just keeps going on. There is a total of 30 missions, and they all involve specific cars. Um, Now, I don't think you actually have to build the cars. I think you more or less just have to, do a little bit of work to them, maybe get them running if it's a car you really don't care about. But let me tell you something, guys. I have learned. Um, okay, so you can see my money up there, my credits in the top right corner. Also, wanted to let you guys in on something really quick. I am currently in the process of trying to work on getting a webcam for this, for me to do my broadcasts. So, anyway, with that being said, guys, eventually I will be broadcasting with a camera. And anyway, if you all are interested in that, if that, maybe piques your interest or something, then come back because I will let it be known in the broadcast somewhere in the description or something along those lines. Or if you just want to watch, it's up to you. Um, but I will let it be known at some point in an earlier broadcast that I had made the purchase. Currently, I have not made the purchase for the webcam, but I am working on getting there to buy a webcam, and I'm also going to buy a secondary PlayStation controller because, let's be honest, the PS5 controller is awesome. It does do a lot of stuff. I don't know how everybody feels about the haptic feedback on the PlayStation 5 controller, but personally, I like the haptic feedback. Now, there is some games that it's a little much, so I do adjust accordingly. But with most games, I do like the haptic feedback. And so, with that being said, these controllers die fairly quickly, guys. I mean, I don't even think you get a full 8 hours. You might be lucky if you get five out of these PlayStation 5 controllers. So, with that being said, I am considering buying a secondary PlayStation 5 controller, and when I do, I'm probably going to buy the webcam at that point in time and just go ahead and kill two birds with one stone. So, anyway, guys, back to this. So, this is, like I said, this is one of the mission cars that you have to work on in the game. Um, and as you see, there's not a whole lot done to this car. I literally sent it to the wash bay, washed it, cleaned the interior, and I did bring the welder over and weld up the car. And then I went around and I think I have replaced everything. Let's find out. Yeah, so it looks like I did replace the headlights. I think most all body panels are brand new. Let's see. Another way to find out. Yeah, so I guess I did. Uh, I, mind you, it's been, a little rodeo. But anyway, yeah, so I did have to buy a new trunk. Um, looks like two new doors, a hood, a fender. Oh, two fenders. I went ahead and replaced because, alright, guys, so more or less in this game, I had brung up the credit thing here a minute ago. You see how many credits I actually have in game. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did use a little cheat, but it was just to get me off the ground to where I could upgrade the shop and make it look this way so I don't look like hillbilly um, some backwood hillbilly's drunk uncle built it. So and if you are a hillbilly, I am sorry if I offend you. But if it tells you anything, I'm not much better because I live in the South. I live in Tennessee. I'm a moonshine sipping, alcohol drinking, uh, sweet tea drinker, also, and tobacco juice spitting, simple country boy. So, anyway, with that being said, no offense toward the hillbillies. But, anyway, so, um, but yeah, I just wanted to get the shop good, get the two bays because you originally started off with one individual bay and one car lift and a whole lot of clutter over on this side of the garage. Also, guys, I do apologize if you can tell. I am a little bit under the weather at the moment, so doing, what I can to knock that out too while I'm at it. But anyway, so as I said, I did cheat a little, but it was more or less just to get all the upgrades in the game and upgrade the garage, and of course, all these fancy little abilities right here. They're all green. I think they're all originally like a gray color. So, and with the little cheat that I used, it gives you 3 extra skill points. So, anyway, so But you also get an interior detailing kit with inside the garage as you upgrade the garage. Uh, you get the welder, you get the spring puller. I think you always have the balancer and tire changer, but I'm not certain. But I'm pretty sure they come with it. This does not come with it though. Um, in the original beginning of the game, you do not have the window tint toolkit. And let's be honest, if we can get away with it, guys, we're tinting our windows most likely. So, I have a really bad habit of forgetting that I have this, and I will fix a car completely up and then sell it. And it'll look like this car right here, for example. It'll have crystal clear windows, and then some point in time I remember, oh, I've got a window tinting kit, but I done sold the car. So I feel like a moron at times. But anyway, with that being said, this is a nice little feature, and it does add a little bit of bonus money in the end to selling a car. I don't know exactly how much. I will have to look and determine that on a build. But yeah, so I think I did replace all the windows. That's another thing. When I buy a car on here, I don't care what it looks like. I fix it up. When I bring it in this garage and fix it, if I'm buying it and I'm fixing it on my spare time, and it's not like a customer request repair, then I'm going to be honest. The car gets fully stripped of everything that comes with it: interior, windows, bumpers, lights, body panels, suspension, all that good stuff. I strip it to where it's nothing but a shell. And then I turn around and I go through and I buy each individual part that I need for the car. And I try to buy each individual part for one car, but at the same time, I'm also trying to step it up and trying to build more than one car at a time because I've been doing that for so long and it takes a really long time to build cars. Um, so, and especially like this one right here, this one here, it's, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be a double deuce engine, more or less. It looks like it's got the dual carb setup on it due to what I can tell of the shape of the air filter. So, and this is an older style engine with the fan on the front of it to cool it down. With these older style engines, if you're not familiar with this game, when you put the heads on, you have to put in each individual push rod, a valve push rod as the game calls it. But you have to put in each individual one per cylinder, and there's two per cylinder. Then on top of that, you have to turn around and put the rocker arms on, then the valve cover. Then you have to put the spark plugs in, mount the exhaust or manifold. Then you have all the other little bits and bobs that you have to put on there. And in the end, what you think takes you a couple minutes really winds up being around 30 minutes, close to an hour, to build these engines. Now, if you're lucky and you get, let's see if I got one. Oh no, let's see, I might get lucky on this one. Like this engine right here, okay. This one here, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be a cam, maybe some sort of tapper system for the rocker arms, and that's pretty much it. Um, the rest of it will be putting in the cool ignition cools and then your spark plugs. But this engine will actually be fairly easy. It won't take much time at all to build this little engine. Um, the biggest job on this is going to be going through, because I'm going to pull each of these old parts that are in this car, drain all the fluids, and what I cannot restore to 100%, I am going to buy and make 100%. Uh, Basically, when these cars leave my shop in this game, these cars are completely 100%. They are the next best thing to a brand new car, minus the fact that they have mileage on the dash. Outside of that, these are brand new cars when I send them out of here. But another thing that I do, simply because I've learned there is a bonus that actually adds up fairly well. Okay, so you can build this basic V8 OHV B block engine. Alright, so just to give you guys an idea, if you haven't played this game or whatever, it'll kind of give you an idea what's in this car. So, let's see. OHV, we gotta go out here to the V8s, and we should be looking at one of these right in here. I think it's that one, because after that we get out of them. Alright, so we're going to say this is the engine. I'm pretty sure it is. As you can see in the photo there, it's a dual carb setup. It's got the big breather on there for the dual carbs, you know, so on and so forth. This engine right here pushes 330 horsepower at 427 foot-pounds. But, if at all possible, I may stick that in there. But if I stick this engine here in that car, I run into another problem. Okay, so that engine actually has a supercharger, the one that I would like to put in here, which raises the top of this motor a little more. In real life, it raises it around another 2 to 3 inches, maybe even 4, depending on, you know, what your standard size supercharger height is. Um, anyway, so with that being said, you have what would be considered the bottom intake, the supercharger. Then on top of the supercharger, you're going to have 2 carbs. Then you're going to step it up a little bit more, and you're going to have 2 individual air filters, 1 per carb. And then finally, the nice little finishing touch, the beautiful red 3-ring blower, or hood scoop, as most people call it. The only problem with that is because that motor will most likely surpass the height of the motor that's in this car. And with that being said, I run into a problem. This game does not give you cutout hoods for every car to run that setup. Now, I think this car actually can handle that motor. No, actually, this car cannot. So, this car is legit stuck with the V8 OHV SS engine. Okay, so it's an OHV SS engine. Uh oh. Anyway, it don't matter because I'm not going in here. Wait a minute, what does that motor run? What kind of statics are we looking at on that? Oh, 307 horsepower at 352 foot-pounds. Okay, okay. That's not bad. I can handle that. So we're putting a Chevy motor in here. Believe it or not, it doesn't say it, but when you read the SS, you're putting a Chevrolet motor in this car. So, anyway, that kind of fits it, because I think this is technically a Cadillac anyway. Uh, got the fancy little lights right there, like most of these old classic Cadillacs had back in the day. So, yeah, alright. Now, see, this car has the cutout. It has the cutout for the engine like that to run the supercharger and the air scoop. But this is actually a car that I'm probably going to wind up keeping. So this motor is what's in here. Now that was that OHV motor that was like 400s, around 340-ish horsepower, I think it was, and like 300 to 400-ish foot-pounds. Um, anyway, this is the actual OHV motor that I showed you all, and that motor is not going back in this car, as you can tell by that hood. Now, the hood that was on this car was completely fine. I was able to restore the hood, and everything was perfect. But since I am actually intending to build this car for myself to save in my parking garage, this car is getting that wonderful supercharged engine that I want so badly. But anyway, enough said. So, what do we start with? Oh, and where is the cell phone? Oh, there's the telephone. Oh, see there. Okay. I got you. What's wrong with you? Do you just need... Let's see, you need suspension, brakes, and a transmission. You need motor work, exhaust, and transmission, and something else. Well, crap. Oh, okay, yeah, and something else. Looks like this needs body panels, engine work and fluids, uh, suspension and body, engine, brakes, exhaust, fluids, and body. And the same with this one, minus the body. Oh, and we got a new one. Basically a knockoff Mustang. This one here needs a brake job. Minimum condition of the part can be 59. Anything under 59 and it wants it replaced. So, alright. Fair enough. But this is not really a shop anymore that does that kind of work. Um, Once I get to a certain point, I might do it a little bit here and there, but not so much. I have learned completely restoring these cars to 100%, with some aftermarket parts and some hyped up performance modifications to the engine. Maybe you have a car that has a computer, whatever. You can tune all this stuff. So, anyway, so we are going to work on this girl and tear her apart. Here we go. And while I'm at it, we'll go ahead and bring this over here, put it in lift 2. Now, looky there. I could literally put an axle and a brake drum on there, and I could probably make this car run. Minus the fact that I need to do the entire exhaust system. There's probably a rusted up fuel tank right here over my head. Oh. Oh. Well, that's even better. There's not even a fuel tank. Less work. But a lot of work at the same time. Alright, let's go, Nancy. Alright, so I need U-bolts for this guy. Gotta have 2 U-bolts, 2 bushings. Of course, the rear axle and the brake drum. Bear with me. Alright. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take the drive shaft out. I wish it was that quick in real life. Alright, I don't need to be that quick up on the wheels. Alright. Ooh, look at that lovely brake drum. Uh-huh. Let's see, what else? I need 2 of those. Let's go ahead and add them. Da, 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 da. Oh, I see something else that ain't here. 2 of those. That. Alright, let's see. We need 2 of those. And then as I move down the car, I need 2 of those. 2 of those. And 2 of those. Okay. Lord have mercy. Got the runny nose going on, guys. Alright. Now, let's go ahead and finish stripping this car. Now, I will go through and actually try to repair the majority of the parts that I'm pulling off of this car, but there's only so much I can do for certain parts. Oh, fuzz. There we go. Ah! One thing those computer guys got going for them that I don't is they have a mouse that allows them to get straight to the point. I don't. Ah. Alright, so that engine's off there. I will have to buy a starter for this engine. My guess is it'll be a V8 starter. Alright, let's go ahead and yank the tires and wheels. Now, I don't know that I'm going to use these same wheels back on this car. At least not the same type. But if I do, I will definitely do some stuff to them. Let's see. Ah, fuzzy. It does it to me every time. Alright, take you off. And the tie rod. We're gonna undo this sway bar end link. Alright. And then we'll do that. There's a good possibility. Nope. Nope. I ain't that lucky. Alright, so I still gotta go over here and do this side. Alright, so we're gonna have brake calipers. Now I'll get all this stuff once I actually start buying the parts. I'll pay attention to everything and I will do my best to make sure I have everything before I actually start. There will be a few things that I won't have, but that's okay. Alright. Now we go through and take out these rubber bushings. And then, there's that. Alright, so looks like the whole undercarriage is ripped out. So now we will we will lower this car and pull its engine. And I don't think there's anything in the engine bay currently outside of the engine. I think, yeah, it's pretty much robbed of anything that it may have had at one point. Let's just go through here. Alright, let's see. Let's go in here. Now I'm going to do this. We're going to, a battery. We're going to need that, the radiator, the fuse box. And I think that is it for this engine bay. Looks to be. We will find out in the future. Now, I know this little guy's hovering, but it's a part of the engine. So, alright. Now, we are actually going to lift this car back up because I will start with the undercarriage to reassemble. Alright, now let's pull everything apart. They can be pulled apart. Alright, wheels and tires. I only had 2. So let's go over here. One thing I do want to know is, did I redo the interior of this car? Nope, I did not. So this car actually has to have the interior redone. So let's see. Now I will not be using these brakes back on this car. It's just a thing that I do not use because there is upgraded brakes for these cars. So, alright, now we're going to go for interior bits. And I need 2 of those. And let's see, I need a steering wheel. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Now. Oh, fuzz. Alright, now take that out. Alright, so go back to that. Go in here. Where are those parts? Oh, there they are. Interior bits. We need. Uh-oh. I did not get the steering wheel. Okay. How did I manage to miss that? I don't know. But I did. Okay. We should be right here. Oh! Now then, maybe we can actually get our part. I don't need the seat. Oh, why did I put it up there? Anyway, there we go. And the sad thing is I still gotta assemble the entire fuse box. Yes. How nice. Alright, let's put the interior back in this car. Oh, 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 oh. Well, alright. So, at this point, everything should be around 100%. The windows, body panels, everything that I've done up until engine and suspension and all that good stuff. Yes. And then, of course, I gotta throw my license plates on. But that's last minute things. Alright. So, now we get to do. Oh, wait a minute. Gotta go repair if I can repair. This takes a minute. Trickster Zowie. Oh, well, that one's gone. Yeah, I thought that one would be. That one's gone too. Alright. See? Oh. Alright, so now that we got all that done, now I can officially. Oh, wait a minute. Let's go ahead and put this engine on here. What's left of it. Alright, so I can officially go through my parts now and get what I need replaced. As I said, if it's not 100%, I am not using it. And as far as brakes go, um, the brake discs I do not use. I always sell my brake discs because I buy the upgraded brake discs for all my cars. More or less, if there is an eligible part for an upgrade, I'm upgrading it. Alright. I only needed two of those, and I think I just bought or added another one, so there'll be three of those. Alright, we're not using those tires. Um, yeah, we're not using that wheel. Alright, I need two of those. One of those. Two of those. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? And replace that. Alright, now. see what we're going to start off with. Alright, so I only need two of those. Rear shocks, two, fuel tank. Oop, nope. The exhaust I'm going to hold off on. Brake servo. Power steering reservoir. Windshield washer fluid bottle. Radiator. Oh, nope. I knew better. Alright, so 10 of these rubber bushings. Okay, gearbox. Leaf spring. Leaf spring plate. Alright, so now we go here, we go ahead and get the exhaust. Then electronics, we're going to get a battery. And then we're going to go over here to the trans. And we need that guy. Alright, so next in line will be the electronics for this car. Alright, let's go ahead and get this. Oh, wait a minute. Gotta have a fuel. Wait a minute. Go here. It's out here somewhere. I will need that. And I need that. Alright, let's get this car assembled. We'll start off with the fuel tank. Get it all put together. Let's go ahead and do the exhaust. Differential. Rear springs. And then do our rubber grommets or bushings. I had a feeling it might do that to me. Right. We'll go ahead and put these in. Shocks, go ahead and knock them out. Plates. Go ahead and do the U-bolts. Alright. We need Let's go ahead and build this side out. Alright. And then it's ready for a wheel. Alright. I don't need to be that close to it. I don't know why it must suck me in that close. Alright. Now, whoa. Let's go right here. We have both of them. Then we move forward. Both of these guys. And we can't put in this front exhaust section due to if we put it in right now without having the engine in the car, it will actually cause the cherry picker here, when we go to set the engine back in the car, it'll tell me that the engine is already there. So, if you are playing this game and by chance you have run into that situation, maybe you're doing exactly what I do, because I like to go ahead and build the undercarriage out on the car. Once I've stripped it, I like to start off with the undercarriage, putting it all back together, buy my wheels, my tires, everything I need to be able to set the car on the floor. If I want to completely drop it to the floor, I'm able to. So, I always start off with the undercarriage, building it all the way back, putting my wheels and tires on it. The last thing that I do is, once I do the undercarriage and I have my wheels and tires and stuff put back on the car, I will drop the car either with or without the tires on it at that point. I will go ahead and drop the car, lower it down to where I can get in the engine bay, and then I'll assemble, all the bits and bobs inside the engine bay without installing the engine. So, like radiators and the fuse box and, all that stuff, I'll go ahead and put that in. And then, once all that's said and done, basically, my goal is to clear out as much of my inventory as possible on my person to where all I have is maybe a drive shaft, a transmission, a starter, and maybe one other item um, that might pop up. So maybe there's a total of between 3 to 4 somewhere items on my person. And anyway, with that being said, yeah, but if you are running into the issue where you're having, for example, it's telling you the engine is there, but it's not, but you are doing like I do and you build the undercarriage out first and then turn around and start installing things like the engine last. Um, if you're putting this piece right here in, or if you're building the little 4-cylinder cars that has the funky L-shaped exhaust system that starts about right here and then runs up and shoots up in front of the motor, don't be putting those parts in yet, guys. If you haven't got your engine in yet, it automatically assumes your engine is in when those parts are put into the car. So, if you haven't built your engine yet, don't put this in until the very end. But if you have your engine already in the car, go ahead and assemble that, knock it out, get it out your way. So if you guys are having that issue and you're having to build your engine inside the car, I feel for you. I've been there in the previous car mechanic simulators where there wasn't a such thing as an engine stand. At least I don't think there was. Unless it was on computer and maybe it was a mod or something. I do not recall of an engine stand. Actually, I take that back. There was an engine stand in uh, Car Mechanic Simulator 2019, but I don't think there was one in the original Car Mechanic Simulator. Now, I might be wrong on that. That's got me wondering now. So, but anyway, hopefully that's a little tip for you guys if you're running into that little issue. Uh, Now you know what the deal is. Just don't put that frontal section exhaust in until you've got your engine put in. Or if you're running into that problem, check to see if you've got that exhaust piece or something similar that runs up here into the actual engine bay. If it's there, most likely that's what's preventing you from putting your engines in. Alright, now I do realize that I have not assembled my front struts for this car yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build as much of the suspension up in the front as possible. And then when I'm done and I can't add nothing else to it, at that point I will I'm actually going to hold off on putting this particular suspension piece in the car until after I've installed the strut, or what should be considered a strut, but they're calling it a shock absorber. I guess you could call it either or. But until I have officially put that part in, I am not going to put this in because it will then try to pop the wheels and tires up once I assemble the brake setup out here. So, as I said, upgraded brakes. I do the 4% increase. The brake disc ventilated carbon ceramics. They're 600 credits a piece. So, really, it's not that bad. But I could see if you're on a budget, you're really trying to bring yourself up, and you are afraid that you're not going to have enough to build the car fully to begin with, I can understand. But if you can afford to build the car from the ground up and you know it or whatever, go ahead and factor in them $600 brakes. And if you have all the upgrades, the shop upgrades that I was talking about that you use the skill points for, you do get a discount on the brakes and stuff too that you buy. All your parts wind up becoming discounted, and like for those $600 brakes, the $600 or the six yeah the $600 credits, I'm paying 510 credits for those. I keep wanting to say dollars, but it's actual credit. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm getting like, I'm getting a 15% discount on all my parts due to having all the upgrades that you can get through the skill points. Which I cheated. I cheated and I know it. There's no getting around it. I'm a cheater. But if you are working your way up, I understand until you get your skills knocked out, until you get all your skill points knocked out, it's going to be rough on you building a car because you're going to be paying full price at the very beginning for everything. But as you upgrade and do your skill points, you will start getting cheaper parts. And it's pretty nice when you get to that point. So, like I said, I will go ahead and do this part too. Alright, so I've still got to add the shock absorber in and the upper suspension arm. But if I add that upper suspension arm right now, it will automatically pop up out here that god awful annoying tire in the way. So I'm just holding off. And I done that by accident, meaning to pull myself over there. Alright, let's go ahead and assemble this side. Get it as far as the other side is. And then we will throw in that wonderful, wonderful shock absorber. Alright, so that should be pretty much everything. Now, let's do the related brake disc, the hub, brake pads, and the caliper. Oh, fuzzy sickles. I didn't have the brake caliper. Well, it's alright. Which means that I need that and that. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, let's join some parts together. Oh, I need my vape. Alright. Let's see. Apparently, I'm missing 2 rubber bushings somewhere. How did I do that? Oh, nuts. What have I missed? Unless it throws them in up here on these upper suspension arms, which, I guess it could. Oh, that's why. Okay, so I need that, and I may need 2 more of these. Let's see. As a suspension component, we're going to go right here. We're going to get that, and 2 rubber bushings. Because I think the rubber bushings actually get added to it as you assemble it. So, but even though in the picture As we can see, go back. As you can see, it looks like the rubber bushings are already in the parts, but they're not. You have to actually assemble them, if I'm not mistaken. So, of course, won't know until, yeah. Now, there it is. I'm glad I bought those other two suspension uh, rubber bushings. Okay. So, now, undercarriage is finished minus tires. Now, guys, I won't lie. I do like this blue on this car. I really like it. So, honestly, it's probably going to stay this color. But if I by chance get it into the paint booth and I like something else better, then I'll probably do that. But as of right now, I really like this beautiful blue that's on the car. Alright. Alright. Now, let's go over here to the fuse box. Ta-da! Need that. All these little fuses. Would you just look at it? Alright. What are we at? We need the electronics. Rubber bushings can go away. Now we need 2 of these. 1 of these. 5 of these. 3. 3. And 1. Oh, and I need a starter. Of course it's not. I'm going to say it's the V8 starter. Be my luck, it's just a plain old starter. But anyway. I really wish this game, the developers, would put in an update or something, to have more cars outside in front of the garage. Um, because you spend all this time building these cars up and stuff, and you have certain ones that you really like, and you kind of take so much of a liking to them that you don't want to let them go. Kind of like how I am with this right here. But see, you're limited to only 3 spaces out here, and then the 2 spaces in the garage, and that's it. That's the only or the spaces you have. Why not utilize the gas station part right here? Allow me to store cars. 2 here, 4 right here, 2 right here, and then have them kind of, like this in a row down through here. and have like, I don't know, maybe four down through there, or maybe six or seven or eight, however many you can fit right down through here, kind of catty cornered, down through there at an angle, and then maybe have a spot to put, have like one of these, for example, uh, have it on the back of the rollback. And one thing I wish they would do, guys. Okay, so the rollback. All right, nice addition. I see what they're trying to do, but I am really disappointed that the rollback does not actually have a rollback script or something in the game. I don't know what you'd actually call it, but it doesn't actually do anything. It just sits here. It's just a visual, more or less, to me, what I'm going to consider it. It's a yard ornament. It's non functional. What I think they are to do is okay, so inside the garage, if you go right here and go to this little toolbox, you have your map. Alright, so you're able to go to the garage, which we are currently at, parking garage, test track, racetrack, all these different things you're able to go to. Well, instead of having just the map, which keep the map, but instead of just having the map, why not have it to where you can go out here, interact with the truck, and actually get in it, kind of like how you do with the cars. Hey! Oh, excuse me, guys. Uh, but have it to where you can interact with the truck and actually get in, like you do with the cars. And hey! Oh, excuse me again. Anyway, so you get in the truck, and what I'd really like to see is you actually drive the truck to the different locations on the map. Alright, instead of just fast traveling to everything, keep the fast travel feature. But, hold on, guys. Hey! Goodness. Excuse me again. But anyway, like I said, keep the fast travel feature. But say you don't want to fast travel. Say you actually want to drive. So you come out here, you hop in your old trusty rollback. Also, allow us to customize the rollback if you do this. Allow us to upgrade its appearance, give it a paint job, wheels, tires, window tint, upgrade the interior, engine, headlights, bumpers, even the rotators. Allow us to change them out, upgrade them, something. And kind of give like a visual effect to where when you go to, for like example, you go to the car auction or you go to the junkyard or a barn find or something along those lines, taking this guy with you, have a little, you know, cutscene or whatever you want to say. I think it'd be really cool if you could get a cutscene that actually retains the visuals of your truck. assuming they allow us to customize it. But you get a little cutscene with your truck in it, and it's loading up, the car. It actually shows what car, and it just, shows a little cutscene or, whatever of loading the car up, or, maybe it's uh, kind of like, the guy's getting the cables here and the chains off the back. He's running up here, grabbing them, running back here to a car that's probably about roughly right in here somewhere. Due to the bed's going to be down to probably about right in here somewhere. So he's running back to about right here with the chains, and he's jumping down underneath it, hooking it up to winch it up on the back of the truck. Now, you don't have to actually show that it's winching. Maybe do a little quick video or something. Just shoot, even just making it to the point of, you know, letting him lay on the ground to hook it up. Or, whatever. Or maybe if it's a roller car, show a video of the car being pulled, but once it gets to a certain point, we'll say probably, I guess right in here somewhere, the bed would be dropped about right in here somewhere. Alright? So say, the car's back about right here. Alright, this line, you move it forward to about right here roughly, we'll say about 3 foot or so. And then at that point, it cuts off before it actually starts to pull it up on the truck. And then it cuts back to, okay, hop in the truck, drive to wherever you're going. Your parking garage, here, the racetrack, whatever you want to do. It allows you to drive there. And say you do like I did the last time and you buy multiple cars. Uh, I'll put it this way, guys. I have these 3 cars plus the 2 that's inside the garage. And I have probably around another 10, 15, maybe 20 more cars that are actually stowed away in my parking garage. And some of these cars are cars that I actually wanted to get for myself. Others are actually to do, as I said earlier, the story missions for Car Mechanic Simulator. So, as a matter of fact, this particular car right here is one of the story cars. And so is that one. Now, this one here is not. It's a car that I got for myself. I just want to see how it turns out in the end, and everything. It's quite rough. I believe this is actually a car that come from the car auction, the more junked out side of the car auction. Because if you've played this game, you know there's 2 different sides to the car auction. You got the junk cars that may or may not run with a little bit of work. And then you got the cars that are fixed up a little bit, maybe they've got some replaced panels or, whatevers. And they need a little bit of TLC to make them perfect. Personally, guys, I'm not in it to get a car, fix it up a little bit, and turn around and sell it. As you see what I done to that car in there, that we're going to call it a Cadillac. I literally, as you can see, am upgrading that car to the maximum that I can upgrade it to. If it had body panels and stuff that I could upgrade, I would upgrade them if they look good. Now there's certain things you can do to some of them, and they look like garbage, and I'm sorry, but anyway, there are certain things that I do, and I do like them. So, but like I said, you see what I'm doing so far to that Cadillac in there, and I'm still not done. I mean, yeah, I just assembled the undercarriage with all new exhaust and upgraded exhaust at that. Got the upgraded fuel pump, um, and I don't think there's anything. Oh, and the upgraded front brakes, since all you can have in the rear is drum. Although that would be nice if you could figure out maybe there's a trick. Maybe it consists of buying a different rear housing piece. Like, okay, when you take this off, you have that backing plate that's supposed to hold on the brake shoes. What if I bought, one of the other backing plates that goes on the back of these cars that is actually for a disc brake setup? I wonder if I can run disc brakes on all my cars. Guys, if you know this, put it down in the comments. Let me know if that is a possible thing. Maybe you've done it. Maybe you've watched somebody do it. Um, because now I'm a little intrigued to know if I can actually change cars that are drum brake to disc brake. I hadn't ever really thought about it until now. But these cars that have the drum brake setup would be a lot more efficient with um, a disc brake setup on them all the way around. Hmm. Anyway, back to what I was doing. Let's see. So I have a starter, a fuel filter, gearbox, the two exhaust pieces, and a drive shaft. Okay, so I have a total of 6 items in my inventory, now minus one of those. So I would technically have 5 pieces in my inventory. So, and this is about what you want to wind up with. Now, the fuel filter, guys, I bought it because I knew I was going to need it when I started assembling this engine. And I was already there, so I went ahead and got it. So, anyway, yeah. No pistons of any sorts. Alright, wonderful. Alright, guys, bear with me. I am going to have to go to the bathroom. As a matter of fact, hold on. Let's see. We are almost at an hour and 30 minutes into this stream. As I said, guys, um, if you are interested, I am thinking about doing a farming simulator stream here in the next little bit. It's 7:52, so and I'm fixing to run to the bathroom, and it's going to take me a little bit. So we'll say about 8:30, 9 o'clock. I might start a farming simulator stream. I'm not real sure. Then again, I might pick back up on this a little bit and continue on. But I know we're at an hour and a half almost um, in on this stream, and Unfortunately, if I pause my stream on the PlayStation 5, it does some sort of goofy something and for some reason does not wind up uploading my stream. So, with that being said, guys, I'm going to end the stream right here. And like I said, if you are interested in watching Farming Simulator or anything like that, or maybe you want to come back and continue to watch me build on this car some more tonight, um, put it in the comments. And once again, if you like what you've seen tonight, or if anything was helpful, uh, please like, subscribe, and share. Maybe maybe consider that. So all up to you guys. But with that being said, I am calling it right here. So anyway, guys, y'all have a good night or a good little break, whatever. Maybe take a little time, go grab you something to eat, something to drink, spend a little time with some family or something for a few minutes. And I've been getting back on here and doing another stream, as I said. So, anyway, later, guys. T Driver Gaming out.